Many people are drawn to NLP because they hear of this intervention that happened, or they've experienced an intervention where they end up getting really good results in their lives. And as a result, very often they focus on the techniques. Now, NLP has got a whole host of techniques that you can draw upon. But the reality is what we focus more so on NLP is the methodology. And the methodology is how to get things done, how to become more effective, how to become more successful, how to live your life for the better. But behind that methodology, there's actually something more important, which you call attitude. NLP, first and foremost, is an attitude to look at life as an opportunity to be able to live more effectively and live more fully. Now, a lot of people think, when they think about NLP, they think in terms of, oh, is that positive thinking? Well, the reality is NLP is practical thinking, pragmatic thinking with a positive focus. So when we're faced with a problem or a challenge or a difficulty, we think pragmatically, not in terms of what's the best thing to do, but what's the most practical thing to do in that context. I remember only recently I was in a bank queue waiting for the teller to get served. And the teller looked as if she wasn't having a good day. She was like a machine. She looked like a robot. She had blank eyes and she was doing her thing, mechanically getting through her day, just trying to get to the end of the day. There was a guy in the queue who wasn't happy, who was in a hurry, and he was tutting and huffing and puffing and jumping and jostling and complaining and moaning and muttering and mumbling and saying words a little bit too loud so the teller could hear. And the teller did hear. And eventually when it was his turn, I noticed that the teller had already looked at him. The teller said, "Can I have your identification, sir?" And he looked at her and said, "You know who I am. You've seen me. I come here every single week. You see me, you know I've come for the last year. Can I have your identification, sir?" "You know who I am. I don't have my identification with me. You know who I am." "Can I have your identification, sir? I need this for security reasons." And she grilled him with about 6 questions on, just purely to put him in his place. Now that guy was furious. He eventually got served and he stormed out. He stood on his principles that it should have been more efficient, all the rest. When it came to my turn, I stayed like a robot. I done my thing. I answered my questions and I got the service done. Now, I could have tried to make this person feel better. It wouldn't have worked. I could have stood on my principles. It wouldn't have worked. I would have ended up like the guy before me. The reality is, in NLP, we think in terms of usefulness. What's the most useful thing to do, not the best thing to do? What I done is I matched her state. When you match the state, you get the result. And I got the result and I got out of there quick. This is what NLP really is about. Beginning to focus on the attitude of effectiveness, not always the best thing to do, but the most useful thing to do. If you like the idea of being able to figure out how to engage and interact with people, perhaps join us on the upcoming NLP Practitioner. We'd love to see you there.